What's good, everybody? It's your boy Uncle Sam's Reject here, back with some more NBA 2K18, another what if scenario. So as I'm sure you've noticed from the title already, we switched Lebron and we switched Carmelo on draft night. So you see Carmelo's over here on the Cavs. Now there is going to be a little discrepancy. You see Melo here is 19, LeBron is 20. That's because his birthday has passed here in the game. So you know what I mean, he's aged a year or whatever, because we already simulated through the first season, just waiting to show you guys how everything panned out. So you know what I mean, he's at 85 overall, Melo's at 86. That's all based off of how well they played during the season. You see LeBron's potential here is at 98, because you know what I mean, he's LeBron and he's at 98 in the game, so we already know where he'll peak at. And to give Melo the best chance possible to compete with him throughout their careers, we also made, you know what I mean, Melo's a 98 as well, because he was top 3, top 5 in the league at certain points, man. But yeah, man, so what we're going to do here, we're basically going to simulate these two guys' careers, see how different it would have been, how their careers would have shaped out if they would have started on opposite teams, you know what I'm saying? Melo took the Nuggets to the playoffs his rookie year. LeBron struggled, but then eventually got them to the finals. And somewhat of this idea, you know what I mean, I'm going to get it out there. I got it from the dude, I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, Young Narrow Gaming. He does a lot of career sims. So, you know what I mean, I'd put my own little twist on this one, but the idea did ultimately come from him. I thought it was a great idea, and I figured why not put my own little spin on it. So I'm not sure how many parts this will be. It's probably going to be much longer than a one part, because we're not only going to do 5 seasons like we did with the other videos in the past. We're going to do their entire careers until they retire. So it could be So it could be 3 parts, could be 4 parts, could be 5 parts. We're just going to see how it goes. So without further ado, let's see how this season ended up. All right, man, so first season out of the way, you see Shaq wins MVP, averaging 25 and 13. D-Wade actually swoops in and wins Rookie of the Year over LeBron and Melo. And honestly, though, I think Wade had a legit case for Rookie of the Year. He did his thing over there in Miami. 6th Man of the Year, Pippen. Defensive Player of the Year, Ben Wallace, is almost automatic around this time. Most Improved, Vince Carter. Coach of the Year, Dave Yerger, and the Sacramento King. All right, so let's see if Melo or LeBron made any All-NBA teams their first year. They did not. Any defensive teams? D-Wade actually swooped in. D-Wade's not even in the conversation of this video, and he's ahead of all the rookies right now. But you see here the All-Rookie team: Melo, Bosh, Wade, and Chris Gilbert. All right, so Melo was able to will this Cavs team to the playoffs in the East. They're the 4 seed, 44 and 38. On the other hand, LeBron in the West, you know what I mean, was unable to get this Nuggets team over any hump, as they finished dead last, 23 and 59. They'll get a good draft pick, so let's see how Melo does in these playoffs. Before we do that, you see here Melo averaged almost 21 points, almost 5 boards, 3.4 assists. And LeBron over there in Denver, 23 points, 5.4 rebounds, 6.2 assists. So already, you know what I mean, he's hovering around stuff in the stat sheet. So hopefully they can get him some help. All right, man, and already in his rookie year, Melo was able to get the Cavs out of the first round of the playoffs. So they're looking good, man. They're winning this series in 5. Melo can mess around and win a ring before LeBron here in Cleveland. All right, man, so here we are, final stats in the closeout game. Melo played extremely well. 29, 6, and 7. 3 steals, a block. 10 for 17 from the field. 8 for 9 for the line. Okay. All right, man, so we got ourselves a little bit of a different story here in the second round. Melo and the Cavs actually blow a 3-1 series lead to Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers. It seems like Melo just wasn't experienced enough to get the job done. So in the closeout game, Melo was absolutely non-existent. 3 for 14 from the field, only 6.6 boards. Gauskas had to carry the load, but it just wasn't enough, man. All right, man, so the Lakers are your champions for the 2003-2004 season. Shaq is the finals MVP, averaging 27 and 14, 2 steals and 3 blocks, dominating just like Shaq does. All right, man, so here we are in the offseason. Cavs played pretty well, so they don't have that high of a pick. But the Nuggets and LeBron, they need to hopefully pick somebody up that can help that man over there. All right, man, here we are in the fresh new season. Here's the lineup for the Cavs. Looks like the Cavs were able to draft Bino Udrich. They picked up Steven Jackson in the offseason. DeJuan Wagner, my boy, is still holding on. He's not hurt like he did in real life. Jason Capono, Daryl Armstrong picked up a veteran. Cliff Robinson, okay. The Nuggets went ahead and drafted Ben Gordon, you know what I mean, a pure scoring guard out of UConn. Looks like they went and picked up Mike Dudley, Keon Doolin. Birdman's been there. So they're slowly moving towards getting Bron some help. But you know it's tough over there, man, in the Western Conference. But also LeBron is now at 88. Melo was now at 89. Melo, since he had the way better season, is slightly ahead of LeBron right now. Only by 1 point. LeBron definitely going to catch up. Now, you know what I mean, after the rookie year, it's time to start seeing who can start getting some hardware, MVPs, you know what I mean, all NBA teams. So let's see how the season goes. All right, man, so at the end of year number 2, another Laker wins MVP. This time Kobe Bryant averaging 32, 5, and 6. Rookie of the year is Dwight Howard. Sixth man of the year, Moochie Norris. They got a picture of Dr. J. It's funny. He did have a fro like that. Moochie Norris was my boy actually back in the day. Defensive player of the year, Ben Wallace again. Most improved, Gerald Wallace, okay. And coach of the year, Phil Jackson. All right, man, so let's see if Bron or Melo made any all-NBA teams. Dwayne Wade did. Like I said, Dwayne Wade, okay, LeBron finally made one. Damn, where's Melo? Melo didn't make one, so Bron and Wade made second and third, and Melo was nowhere to be found. Player stats, LeBron scoring went up a bit to 25.4 a game. All right, man, player stats for the end of the year, LeBron scoring went up 2.4 points. He's at 25.4 a game, averaging 6, almost 7 boards, 7 assists. Melo averaging 22. I think his points went up. Yeah, his points went up too as well. He's averaging 4 boards along with 4 assists. He has a little bit of help over there. Didn't to see if any one of them made the playoffs. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, man, so this year they both missed the playoffs. LeBron, you know, they don't improve that much. I think they won 28 games last year. This year they won 26. So the Western Conference is definitely not being kind to LeBron and Melo. They fall out of the playoffs from the 4th seed to the 10th seed. They lose. It looks like they lost about 6 more games than they did last year. So let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs and get to the offseason. All right, man, the LA Lakers win back-to-back titles. Kobe, oh my God, averaged 42 points in the finals. 5 boards, 6 assists, 2.5 steals, and a block. Oh my God. All right, man, here we are, player progression. Melo's all the way up to a 93. Oh my goodness, he has pluses all over the place. LeBron is up to a 92, so they're both up 4 points here. You know what I mean? They're both 21, so now it's just time to see who can go over that hump. You know, Melo already made the playoffs, but he delegated a little bit last year. All right, man, so here's the Cavs lineup for this upcoming season. DeJuan Wagner is actually living up to his potential right now, as he's 82 overall, moved into the starting lineup. Bino Udrich is unhappy, but you know what I mean? He's just got to deal with it. Carlos Boozer and Zeke are both solid 80s. Over here in Denver, Ben Gordon is not happy. Keon Doolin is not a starting guard. They still got Nene, Camby, James Posey off the bench. Andre Miller had to move to the bench. Looks like they drafted Raymond Felton and this dude. All right, man, so let's see if either one of them are going to be able to take this next step this season. All right, man, so here we go. Another season. Kobe wins back-to-back MVPs. Scoring is down a bit, but he's still averaging 27, 6, and 6. Shot 51% from the field. Rookie of the year, Chris Paul, came in and did his thing. Damn, that's crazy that he actually still went to the Hornets. Desmond Ferguson is 6th man of the year. Defensive player of the year, we got a new face, Tim Duncan. And most improved, Travis Outlaw. Coach of the year, Phil Jackson once again. All right, so still no LeBron or no Carmelo here on All-NBA first team. LeBron actually did make All-NBA second team. And Melo still nowhere to be found, even though Wade and Bosh are both making their ways onto the list. Defensive, LeBron or Melo didn't make one. Season stats, LeBron scoring went up again, averaging 27, 7 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal a game. Melo 25.8, 5 boards, 4 assists. And Melo was back in the playoffs, man. He's the 3 seed this time. LeBron still having a hard time over there in the West, man. He's struggling. Things that, you know what I mean, grass ain't always greener on the other side. So let's go ahead and see how these playoffs go for Melo. All right, man, so I don't know why both teams have on white jerseys, but in Melo's rookie season, they blew a 3-1 lead in the second round. But this year, they came back from a 3-1 lead, and they're going to get the win here at home in Game 7 against the Bulls. All right, man, so in the series clinching game, Melo only had 12. He shot horrible with 4 for 13 from the field. I thought he fouled out, but no. But DeJuan Wagner took over. Zeke had a double-double. Carlos Boozer had 14. And they picked up Damon Stoudemire in the middle of the season, it looks like. So Melo actually has a squad. The Cavs didn't put much of a team around LeBron early, but they're putting the team around Melo. All right, man, so Melo and the Cavs definitely didn't make it easy. They were up 3 games to nothing. Almost blew a 3-0 lead, but they eventually pulled it out on the road here in Game 7 against D-Wade and the Miami Heat. So D-Wade and Melo both making way more noise than what LeBron is doing over there in the West. All right, man, so you see here, Melo's heading to his first finals, man. Steven Jackson did his thing, led the team, which all scoring 29 points, 10 for 11 from the field. DeJuan Wagner, 7 for 11. Melo, 4 for 7. Shot pretty good, just didn't shoot enough. I feel like he should be shooting more. You know what I mean? He had 12 points. It's only his 3rd year in the league. He has great teammates. Boozer had 15 boards. Let's see who they're taking on in the finals. All right, man, so of course, this is who Melo and company are going to be taking on in the finals. A Lakers team that has Kobe, Shaq, Antoine Jameson, Gary Payton, Earl Watson, Brent Barry, PJ Brown. They got Sean May in the draft. Oh, man. They got Ruben Patterson. This squad is actually really, really nice. All right, man. So it looks like I might have been completely wrong. So right here, Melo and company are trying to avoid a 4-game sweep because they're down 4 with 30-something seconds here. They put the shot up. Udrich misses it. They're going to have to foul. Actually, looks like they're going to play through, man. But this game is pretty much good as over. But it's no constant. You can't be sad when you lose to Kobe and Shaq in the finals here, man. All right, man. So Melo finally made it to an NBA Finals, but they got swept. I think LeBron got swept this first year. He made it with the Cavs as well. Nobody really played well this last game. Steven Jackson shot like crap. Melo still isn't shooting enough. Gauskas, you know what I mean? He's led the team. Boozer, Wagner. All right, man. So your Finals MVP is Shaq, 20 and 12. You know what I mean? The Lakers dynasty stayed together. You know what I mean? We all know they didn't stay together in real life during these years, but here, staying together, they could have really been something special. All right, man, so here we are, yet another off-season. Let's see if LeBron even stayed with the squad. So LeBron did not sign an extension. Neither did Melo. Okay, so let's see if any moves are going to be made in this offseason. I feel like Melo's going to stay. He's in a good spot, but LeBron, he might need to get the hell out. All right, man, take a look at player progression. LeBron ended up signing a 1-year extension for almost 30 mil. He's up to a 34 overall now, but surprisingly, 1 year, 1 offseason after making the NBA Finals, Carmelo decides to leave Cleveland, get the hell out of Dodge, signed a 3-year, $78 million contract with the Washington Wizards. Over here with Agent Zero, they got Danny Granger, Jameer Nelson, Raja Bell, Randy Foye. But after that, man, they don't really have much. He left a much better situation to chase the bread. But we all know Melo kind of historically does that, man. So, we're going to see if he can take another team into the playoffs. Deep into the playoffs, I should say. All right, man, so here's Melo's new situation. Gilbert Arenas, Raja Bell, Danny Granger himself at the 4. Craig Holmes at the 5. Only a 55 overall center. Jameer Nelson off the bench with Randy Foye, Eric Strickland. Over here in Denver, Ben Gordon isn't coming along the way they thought. Andre Miller is back in the starting spot. This team pretty much stayed the same. Nothing has really changed except for the fact they drafted Kyle Lowry, ended up picking up Brent Barry. So Jerome Williams, let's see how this is gonna go. All right, man, so Kobe wins MVP for the 3rd year in a row. Rookie of the Year is LaMarcus Aldridge. 6th Man of the Year, Bonzi Wells. Defensive Player of the Year, Tim Duncan again. Most Improved, Sean May. Coach of the Year, Phil Jackson again. So LeBron has finally made his first All-NBA first team. Melo doesn't make 2nd or 3rd. LeBron doesn't make any of the All-NBA defensive teams. Take a look at player stats. LeBron averages 27, 9, and 7. Pretty LeBron-like numbers. And Melo over here in Washington averages 22.5, 6 boards, 3 assists. Neither team made the playoffs. Melo only won 33 games in Washington, and Denver only won 30 games with LeBron still. And also, it's good to note that the Cavs didn't make the playoffs without Melo either, so it seems like they needed each other. Oh, so the Lakers win another championship, and with Melo out of the way in the East, Dwayne Wade was 1 win away from winning his own title. Kobe was the Finals MVP, averaging 21, 4, and 8. Oh, look at this game, man. D-Wade was so close. I know he's not a part of this video, but he's been playing really well out of the three, the main rookies in that draft class. So here we are, yet another off-season. Nothing to celebrate for either one of the two. Melo really made a bonehead decision, if you ask me, but you know what I mean. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if LeBron re-signs or takes his talents elsewhere. All right, man, so here we are, player progression. LeBron is a 96. Looks like he signed another 1-year deal. He just won't commit. And then Melo is 1 point ahead at a 97. All right, man, here's the current situation in Denver. They went ahead and drafted Mike Conley. So they got Mike Conley, Ben Gordon, LeBron, Nene, and Camby, Kyle Lowry off the bench, Raymond Felton, Ilyasova. They're pretty guard heavy. They got Julian Wright. He never panned out. They got old-ass Ron Mercer, and they got Rob Monty. Over here in Washington, Agent Zero is a 95. You know, he was nasty. Melo, 97. They got Yi Jianlian out of China. Michael Doliak, Danny Granger is coming into his own. Andre Miller is an 80. Jameer Nelson, Randy Foye, Brian Cook, Mehmet Okur. So Melo might make the playoffs again off the backs of him and Gilbert alone. And LeBron, he just needs to get it together. All right, man, so the first one out of the group of LeBron, Wade, and Melo. Wade walks away with his first MVP, averaging almost 29 a game, 8 assists, 50% from the floor. Rookie of the Year, KD came in, you know what I mean? He's on the Hawks. Sixth Man of the Year, Greg Oden. He's actually staying healthy. Defensive Player of the Year, Tim Duncan gets another one. Most Improved, Anderson Varejao. Don't know how he improved, averaging 5 and 8. Coach of the Year, Mike D'Antoni and the Houston Rockets. First team All-NBA after LeBron made his, oh, okay. I was about to say after he made his debut, he didn't make it again, but here he is. Melo did not make the second team or the third team. So, I don't know, man. Melo's falling behind as far as single and as far as individual accolades, but he has made it to a finals, and LeBron doesn't make any of the defensive squads. All right, man. So player stats: 27.4 for Bron, 7.5 boards a game, 7 assists. Nobody on his team really stepped up besides him. Wizards, Melo averaged 22. Him and Gilbert Arenas doing their thing. I already expected Melo scoring to go down just because he has another star player on his squad. But when it comes to making the playoffs, Melo is finally back in the playoffs. It looks like he made the right decision. The Cavs are the 8th seed, so they did it without him and he did it without them. LeBron, on the other hand, still can't win over 35 games in the West, man. He is struggling tremendously. He might really need to seriously think about leaving that squad. But let's see how Melo and Gilbert do in the playoffs, and then Melo can get back to the finals. All right, man, so Melo and the Wizards are on the verge of being bounced out in the first round to the 7th seed Hornets. Game 6, Melo getting to the rack. Oh, he misses the floater. Okay, that is not clutch for Melo. He was on fire, too. Chris Paul running the break. Him gives it to James Posey. Ooh, he doesn't make that either. 35 seconds left. Oh, Melo, you got to hit that 3 way downtown. Dang, that's clutch. That's what Melo's supposed to do, dog. All right, man, so this Hornets team is no slouch. They got Zach Randolph, James Posey, Chris Paul, Brandon Roy, and Greg Monroe. This is a pretty nice, not Greg Monroe, excuse me, and Brandon Wright. But this is a pretty nice squad, man. Zebo puts up the jumper. He gets that to go in Danny Granger's face. All right, man, so last shot goes to the Washington Wizards and Carmelo Anthony. He gets the rock. He jacks up a 3. A little bit premature, but he gets it to go. Melo is not playing with him out here today. Wizards just need one more stop for this game to be over. Who are the Wizards going to go to? It looks like they want to get the ball to Brandon Roy. They finally do get it into him. Back to James Posey. Okay, so they work at the Chris Paul. Little pick and roll with Zebo off the glass. Hits the bank shot. This game is super back and forth right now. All right, so last shot definitely is going to go to Melo and company now. Oh, he gives it to Gilbert at the elbow. He gets it to go. Nobody wants to run out the clock. Everybody's shooting so early in the clock and everything. And this game is crazy. All right, man. Let's get a stop here, Melo. Gilbert Arenas locking in on Chris Paul. Doing a lot of dribbling, going nowhere. They find Brandon Wright and 1. Okay. He doesn't get the N1. So they do get a chance. He can miss one and they cannot tie it. Michael Doliak with the foul there. Let's see what Brandon Wright is going to do. First free throws up and he gets it to go. Barely touched every part of the rim, but it all counts the same. Brandon Wright was my boy. He left UNC a little bit too early, but it is what it is. Second one's up and he hits it. Last time out, so now this should finally be the final shot of the game. 4.8 seconds left for Melo and the Wizards. All right, man, who do they go to? Do they go to Gilbert or do they go to Melo? Let's see. Bunch of screens from Melo. He gets the ball top of the key, puts it on the floor, he pump fakes, he has to throw one up, and oh, it's in and out. I was about to go nuts if he would have hit that shot, dog. All right, man, so in overtime, Chris Paul and the Hornets run away with it. 9 seconds left. I didn't mean to play here, but I was just trying to let you guys know. I tried to get the basket with Melo, throw that shot up, don't get it to go. Shoot another one. It's your last game of the season, dog. There we go. All right, man, so Melo and company get bounced in the first round, but Melo played absolutely insane. 33 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Gilbert Arenas next up with 20. Michael Doliak had 17 and 12. They just needed one more person to possibly step up. Over here, all right, man, so San Antonio Spurs get a ring here. Tony Parker is Finals MVP, averaging 21, 9, and 4. All right, man, here we are in another offseason. I wonder what LeBron is going to do. I really honestly think he should leave Denver, but we can only wait and find out, man. So let's go ahead and go to player progression. All right, man, here we are, player progression. Melo stays put at his 97. LeBron finally hits even with him as he hits 97 as well. LeBron also signed an extension, 4 years, 145 mil. Melo has 1 year left on his contract. All right, man, so this is a squad from Melo and the Wizards. Nothing much has changed. Still a pretty decent squad. They should definitely still make the playoffs in the East. Over here in Denver, Kyle Lowry is emerging. He took Mike Conley's spot at point guard position. Ben Gordon, LeBron, pretty much the same as well. Picked up Dragic. Let's see if LeBron can finally get over that hump because he signed that extension. All right, man, so here we are at the end of the season. AI wins another MVP, his second one of his career. 28 points, 5.6 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals. Rookie of the Year, Marc Gasol. 6th Man of the Year, Russell Westbrook. Defensive Player of the Year, Tim Duncan gets another one. Most Improved, Mike Dunleavy. Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey of the Toronto Raptors. LeBron makes yet another All-NBA first team. Melo still nowhere to be found on the second team, and he doesn't make the third team as well. Golly. All-defensive NBA team, LeBron once again doesn't make one. LeBron once again does not make the playoffs. Melo is the 3rd seed for the 2nd year in a row. LeBron's got to go, dog. It is not looking good for him over there. Statistically, Melo's had a pretty consistent season, averaging about 22, 23 points a game, 6 boards, 5 assists. LeBron, 26 and a half, 8 boards, 7.6 assists. He's doing all he can on a nightly basis, but he just does not have the team around him to do anything. So let's go ahead and see if Melo can take the Washington Wizards to the finals. All right, man, so I forgot to jump into the game. Wasn't thinking, but you see here in 7 games, Melo loses to the team that he abandoned early on in his career. He didn't even play well. His shot tendencies are okay. I checked him. He only took 9 shots, only put up 12 points. And Kevin Love, who somehow still ended up on the Cavaliers, 25 and 13. DeJuan Wagner has 17. CJ Miles, Steve Blake, Mo Pete. Carmelo, even though he's making it to the playoffs more than Bron, he is not making the most of his opportunities, especially when he's a higher seed, 2nd year in a row, losing to a 7th. All right, man, so an Eastern Conference team finally wins the championship. The Toronto Raptors. Chris Bosh wins Finals MVP, so he's the first one out of the class of 2003 to get a ring. You know what I mean? Wade, Melo, and so Chris Bosh, man, is having a better year out of the 2003 draft class right now. All right, man, so once again, another offseason with nothing to celebrate. We're going to skip player progression because they're in their primes. They're pretty much probably going to stay at 97s and 98s. Let's go ahead and see what the teams are going to be looking like for next season. All right, man, so this is what this year's Washington Wizards are looking like. Melo, so like I said, Melo went up to a 98. Gilbert's a 96. Danny Granger is a strong 6th man. They got Yi Jillian. Randy Foy still hanging around. Raja Bell, Jameer Nelson. Like, this team's going to go to playoffs, but can they get the first round together? And over here with LeBron, it's a bunch of 80s on this squad, man, but can they get the job done? They drafted Tariq Evans. He's not going to get any burn his first year, it looks like. They got the vet Antonio McDyess. So, let's see how this is going to pan out for them, man. Can one of them finally get over the hump?